What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This, once again, is Scott Porter back for day number 5 of our brand new HeroClix unboxing series for Marvel Studios' own X-Men 97. Boof. I am wearing my 5th shirt of the week. This shirt, it might be the coolest shirt I have ever owned. It is just Nightcrawler, just like boof, 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 like going all throughout this shirt. It is so cool. I am so excited to finally have a reason to wear it. So, you know, big shout out to Roosevelt's for making cool gear like this. I almost always wear their stuff to every tournament I go to, and this is like, this is next level stuff. Thank you to WizKids for making a set where I can finally wear it. We've seen Kurt already in Clix figure form this week, and we've seen him on the back of the box, but we haven't seen that figure. We haven't seen any primes or chases this week. We have seen 4 super rares, which I think is more of the norm now for 12 booster bricks. That being said, we have Professor X, we have Storm, we have Abscissa, and we have Marvel Girl. So 3 of your classic X-Men team, and then 1 really cool kind of variant of Jubilee. So what will today bring us? You've told me over the week what characters you're really hoping will appear in this set. You've told me what your favorite picks so far were, and I appreciate that. I love mixing it up with you guys down in the comments. Here we go. Hoping to figure out what the chase theme is. I still don't know, because the Wolverine on the back of the box looks very much like a Wolverine we pulled. So that Nightcrawler might not be a chase, and if not, I don't know. Like, is it very specific moments in the show? Is it all the big bads? Is it, you know, the Omega level versions of each of our favorite heroes? I have zero idea. Your guess is as good as mine. We've seen some one-shots, we've seen alternate cards, and we've seen a lot of X-Men and a little bit less villains. So I'm just hoping that we get more incredible moments from this awesome version of X-Men that we got in X-Men 97. So without further ado, we're going to start the day with a little something different. We're going to put the boosters on hold, and we're going to open up this play-at-home kit before we go into the boosters today. So play-at-home kit. On the back here it says X-Men 97 revisits the classic era of the 1990s as the X-Men use their uncanny gifts to protect the world that hates and fears them. Like all of the X-Men, Rogue and Gambit, who are the stars of the play-at-home kit this time around, try to find the balance between living normal lives and dropping everything to embark on dangerous missions for the fate of the world we all share. Bring this iconic duo to the battlefield with the X-Men 97 play-at-home kit. Play-at-home kits are a great way for players to grow their HeroClix collection with some of their favorite characters, and as well as a map to match the places they recognize from X-Men 97. So we're going to get a map in here, some terrain markers, probably, it's what we've been getting, and a couple of figures to grow your collection. Now, we've seen Rogue in this costume, and we've seen Gambit in this costume in the regular set, but their dials are going to differ, so we'll take a look at those figures and everything else that comes in the play-at-home kit before we jump into our final boosters. Okay, pop it open here. We've got both of the figures, like I said. Put them down in front. The forlorn lovers who can't touch but love each other till the end of time, Rogue and Gambit. Inside here, let's see, we have a map, and we have a bunch of markers, terrain markers. So I'll pull those out and just show you guys the general shape and everything of them really quickly. I think the best way to do that is probably up front here. So I'm going to pull these guys back. And you know, we've got a 2x3 debris, not debris, sorry, elevated terrain that turns into debris. So that comes inside the play-at-home kit. Got an L-shaped hindering, with a bunch of barrels and crates on it. We've got some outdoor blocking terrain. Looks like a little bit of a road paver there. Of course, becomes debris on the back. And then last but not least, a smaller version of that, also construction themed. Now, the beginning of the series starts at a base kind of for the Friends of Humanity. There's a bunch of construction equipment and stuff in there. I wonder if that is telling us maybe what the map could be. but I'm going to throw that in there, and we're going to move on to see what the map actually is. All right. We already got some really cool maps with the release day kit. It was really cool to see both of those maps, Asteroid X and inside the Motendo situation. Oh, we also get a one-shot in here. That is very, very cool. One shot is S003. Very cool. We'll jump in there and check that out. The map, however, let's see, one side is, whoa, basketball court. Heck yes. Oh, that's so great. Yes, we're getting the basketball court. That is awesome. Oh, man. So many great memories. Like I said earlier in our unboxing series, John Byrne and Jim Lee, X-Men issue number 4 is seared into my brain as a new teenager. I think I was 13 in 1992 when the new X-Men came out. But Chris Claremont had actually done a basketball game like this early on in his run as well in the early 80s. And I believe back in the day, they also played an awful lot of baseball, which is very, very cool. So there you got a little outdoor basketball court. And then on the other side, you've got the X-Mansion. And this looks like after the destruction that happens in X-Men 97, when the Prime Sentinels come. And there is huge battle to be had at the X-Mansion. So very, very cool. Man, the sets, I mean, the maps for this set are, to me, some of the best maps I've seen in a while from WizKids. So bravo to whoever's designing all of this over there. I'm very excited about these maps. I know my X fandom is showing, okay? What can I do? Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at, let's take a look at Rogue first, okay? Throw the sculpt up. Like I said, we've already seen the sculpt, but this is going to be a little bit of a different dial. Brotherhood of Mutants and X-Men are the keywords. Set number 100 comes in at 85 points. Rogue clears a path. Quake. When Rogue uses it, after resolutions, you may move an adjacent friendly character up to 3 squares. This is also from the show. Rogue clears a path, and then Gambit comes in behind her. That is so cool. Don't You Dare, Eric. Battle Fury. When a friendly character takes damage from an opposing effect, after resolutions, modify Rogue's combat values by +1 until the end of your next turn. You can see she has charge, she has hypersonic speed, she has some impervious on the back. Remember It is where they're choosing to pull this Rogue from. Got a couple of different quotes there that are very show specific, very cool. We'll jump into them in just a moment. And then we have Gambit. Of course, Gambit is set number 101. Never much cared for roulette. At the beginning of your turn, Gambit may roll a d6. Place the result on this card, removing any other dice on his card. When Gambit attacks, is attacked, or uses super senses, he may remove a die from his card and replace a die in the attack roll or super senses roll with it. Very cool. That is awesome. He's got X-Men, Assassin, Spy, and Vehicle. Vehicle I love because he's always riding these motorcycles and everything all around. He uses them as weapons, actually, quite consistently. On the back, Motorcycle Acrobatics. There you go. Boom. Leap, Climb, Running Shot. When Gambit attacks or is attacked, after resolutions, you may place him up to 2 squares away from his current square. So him leaping off that motorcycle as he does so often in the show. Very, very cool. The last thing that we have in this particular Play at Home kit is Practiced Teamwork. It is a one-shot. It's set number S003. It says effect. Friendly characters have power. Make an attack using this character's printed combat values. They may be given this power action even after being carried. Very, very cool. Definitely a scene with Gambit and Rogue where he's on the motorcycle, she's up in the air as they're charging in to try and fight against this massive Sentinel. But this Practice Teamwork one-shot is more for all the other times that the X-Men arrive together as a team in battle. Very, very cool. So, Rogue's card. Rogue clears a path. We're talking about Gambit and Rogue working together, but Don't You Dare, Eric is actually from a different scene. Also in Genosha, where Eric is going to sacrifice himself to save some other mutants that he has promised to keep safe. And he looks up at Rogue, and she looks at him, and they have just agreed to lead Genosha together. She has said to Gambit, we can't be together, I can't touch you. I can touch Magneto, I can have a life together with him. So she has broken the news to Gambit that they're no longer going to be together, and that she's going to stay on Genosha and rule Genosha with Eric. So she has just given her heart to another person, and he sacrifices his life, and that's why she says, don't you dare, Eric. And after that, after losing both Gambit and Magneto in one fell swoop, she goes a little bit off the reservation and goes flying across the world trying to find the men responsible for it. I think that's why you get such a strong version of her here in this play-at-home kit. Gambit, on the other hand, never much cared for roulette. Well, we've talked about his death already, but that motorcycle acrobatics is really cool. There is a scene where he's driving towards this Sentinel, Tri-Sentinel / Master Mold that Bastion has brought back online to destroy Genosha, and Rogue is flying at it to sacrifice herself. He supercharges the bike and throws it at her, leaping off of it, hitting her and knocking her unconscious so that he can take on this Sentinel by himself and sacrifice himself, which he ends up doing. Very, very cool moment in the show, very emotionally charged, and great delivery of that storyline here in Clix form with this play-at-home kit. Okay. Now we move on. Oh, if I can figure out what side they go in. It's always harder for me to put these things back into where they go. Okay. All right. That is that. Now we have 2 remaining boosters. Very, very cool, though. You can pick up that play-at-home kit at any local gaming store or comic shop that carry HeroClix. Please support your local stores and your local shops. They are the lifeblood of not only this game, but the comics that a lot of these stories derive themselves from, and these sets are created based around. So make sure you support those guys. Go buy a book every now and then. Make sure you buy your gaming stuff from them. Support local businesses, please, please, please. Okay. All right. Now, our final 2 boosters. Who knows what we are going to get here? I know I'm supposed to cut away from myself. I'm holding far enough away. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we get anything new here. Oh, whoa, okay. All right, a character I wasn't expecting, but I have mentioned a couple of times in this unboxing series, there is an altercation between Rogue and this man that happens at a secret site for the government where they're holding, or thought to be holding, Henry Gyrick, who we haven't pulled yet, and I would expect is in this set. Next to him we have Bolivar Trask, but not the Prime Sentinel version, just the normal version of him. Gosh, that cap looks so cool standing there like that with his shield at his feet. I love it. Oh man, that is so cool. Okay, then we've got Gambit, who we've already seen. We've got a Friend of Humanity, who we've already seen, and we have a Prime Sentinel, which we have already seen. So 2 new figures in this booster. We'll take a look at them real quick. I love seeing his shield there. There's a moment in the show where Rogue picks up his shield, and she says, we got to go after Henry Gyrick. And he says, no, my hands are tied. And she says, okay, if your hands are tied, then you won't be needing this for a while. She grabs his shield, flies up into the roof, and throws it into a mountain range. Oh, great moment. Just another great moment in a show full of great moments. Okay, let's take a look at Bolivar Trask first. Sentinel and Scientist keywords, set number 22A. We've seen the 22B version already. Left behind by the future. That is one of his biggest fears and something he says to the X-Men. When Bolivar Trask would be KO'd by an opposing effect, you may instead replace him with 22B Bolivar Trask on click number 4. Protected. Pulse Wave. He's only 3 clicks long, so that amped up version, you know, Alpha Sentinel, Prime Sentinel version of himself will be coming on the map sooner rather than later. He's only 20 points, 3 clicks. He's got some Mastermind and some Perplex, so he could have a place on a team as a little bit of a toolkit player. Definitely going over on the villain side today. Okay, last but not least in this booster, we have Captain America. Boom. That sculpt is so good. I love it. The shield just like planted there in the turf. And I love the expansion from just X-Men into the rest of the Marvel Universe here. You know, we know this is Marvel Studios' product, so to see how X-Men 97 is going to tie into all the other animated elements that Marvel is working on is very, very exciting. Can't wait. Okay, set number 30 comes in at 50 points. This uniform sends a message. He says that in response to Rogue saying we have to go to this foreign country and drag Henry Gyrick back. He says, I can't just show up. I think it might be Mexico and smack some heads to do something. You know, it sends a message we can't afford. Energy shield deflection, leadership, unique modifier, friendly characters that are adjacent or have the soldier keyword modify defense by +1. If a friendly character with the soldier keyword is in your KO area, modify defense by +2 instead. So even Cap is getting in on this KO area expansion of HeroClix. Very, very cool. Has some improved movement, has 4 range, has 3 targets, you know, for those little shield deflections. On the back of the card, no further special abilities or traits, but has the Avengers team ability, of course, and Bright Eyes is the episode in which he takes part. That's not the only time you see him, though. You actually see him later in the season with Iron Man in the presidential, like, kind of bunker, I think there with President Kelly. So looking forward to seeing more of some of the Avengers. And could this be leading to an Avengers versus X-Men type of battle, maybe in Season 2 of X-Men 97? Who knows? Are we hoping that it happens? I mean, it would be fun to watch, right? Woo! Little hit of coffee. Keep me amped up for this last booster. This is it. Okay. Please, Chase. Please, Chase. Please, Chase. All right, here we go. All right, Wolverine. We have a new version of Wolverine. With the mask on. We saw him with the mask off. We have a Rogue, which we have already seen, I think. We have a Prime Sentinel. Now, I'm willing to bet that these Prime Sentinels have other, you know, other versions maybe, or their takeoffs of other things. So I could see President Kelly being a part of the set or something along those lines. Henry Gyrick would be a good stand-in for that. We have another Friend of Humanity who we've already seen. And Wolvie, you're going to have to step to the side because we did pull a chase. And it is, in fact, a figure from the back of the box. And it is, in fact, 9, my friend. You have 9 swords, 9 blades. Nightcrawler is the chase that we pulled. Oh my gosh, can't wait to show you guys this sculpt up close, but I am very excited about this. Let's go. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, guys, wait till you see the card. The card is so cool. Anybody that's a fan of the show will see that this card looks very much like an element of the show itself. Oh, that's really, really neat. Okay, let's put this guy over here. Let's put this guy over here. We've got this Wolverine, and actually, I got a card. Oh, the image on the card for number 11 doesn't match the sculpt, but I just had to make sure there. Okay, boom. Wolverine, Alpha Flight, Weapon X, X-Men, Brute, and Soldier keywords. Set number 11 comes in at 60 or 35 points. Rapid healing. When Wolverine uses the X-Men team ability after resolutions, heal him 1 click. So he can give clicks without taking them on his own. Very cool. For a 9-click figure, that is a battery for health for the rest of your X-Men all game long. Taking hits for the team. Invulnerability. Friendly characters with the X-Men keyword can use Mastermind, but only to choose Wolverine. I know the picture on the card doesn't have the mask on, but the sculpt itself does have the mask on. You can see on the back there, X-Men 97 to me, my X-Men is the significant appearance. Very, very cool. I like this one a lot. I was thinking earlier about these Wolverines don't really have like the just infinite heal ability that Wolverine always presents. in the cartoon or in the comic books. This Wolverine definitely does. It's so cool that with the X-Men Team Power, you know, when you're sharing clicks of life back and forth, that he can share his life but immediately get it back. I love that element. I love that regenerative element. Really, really cool touch. Bravo for you, WizKids. Okay, last but not least, we have our final figure of the unboxing series. Thank you so much, everybody, for going on this ride with me over these last 5 days. I hope you've had a good time. I'm going to show you the sculpt first. Boom. And then I'm almost just as excited to show you the actual card, because if you watch an episode of X-Men 97, at the end, before the credits start to roll, you see these little character card versions of the X-Men, and you see like a mouse like go over and click them and kind of pull each X-Men up, and it tells you what their abilities are. Well, the card kind of looks like that. He's set number 44, Nightcrawler. Look at that card. That card is so freaking cool, man. Makes me really think that we're going to get really amped up versions of each of our favorite heroes there. You know, this kind of like trading card-esque looking clickable, you know, asset for the show itself. Nightcrawler, X-Men, martial artist are the keywords. Comes in at 75 or 40 points. Has a split dial. BAMF. When Nightcrawler moves after resolutions, you may generate a BAMF marker in a square he moved through. Then remove any of his other BAMF markers from the map. When Nightcrawler is missed by an opposing attack, you may immediately place him in a square with a BAMF marker. So same as the Nightcrawler we have from earlier in the set. He has some improved movement, blocking terrain characters, which is somewhat consistent with what Nightcrawler does in the comic books. You can see hypersonic speed there. He has a special attack power, which I'm guessing is on the back. We'll flip it over and see. Everywhere at once is another trait, super senses, but succeeds on a 4 to 6. And man, this show does Nightcrawler so well. The consistent bamfing in and out, attack, teleport, attack, teleport, attack, teleport is so, so cool. No mein Freund, 9. Blades, claws, fangs. That's to reference that he's adding his 3 blades to Wolverine's 6 blades as they protect Rogue in the show. Blades, claws, fangs, precision strike. When Nightcrawler uses Blades, claws, fangs, after resolutions, you may place him up to 3 squares away from his current square and make an attack. Yes! This power may be triggered up to twice per turn. Slash, teleport, slash, teleport. Yes, this is so cool. Oh, this guy's awesome, man. And you can see there at the bottom, Nightcrawler, real name Kurt Wagner, appearance, X-Men 97, tolerance is extinction, part 1, 2024. Ah, that is such a cool Nightcrawler. Almost as cool as, you know, I've been talking about this all week, almost as cool as the costume that my wife designed for my daughter last Halloween. And you know what? Joe said he could actually put the picture up. So I'm going to show you guys our family as the X-Men last Halloween. Me as Cyclops, my wife is Jean Grey. My son is Gambit. You can see that chest plate. She did that. He's got a sign that says, pick a card, any card. And then my daughter Clover absolutely loves Nightcrawler. You can see that little purple cloud that says BAMF on it. She's never been happier than when she got to play the little blue elf with the little blue ears and everything. So I figured I'd just share that with the viewing audience. If you're listening, audio only, sorry guys, but if you're watching along on YouTube. Anyway, that Nightcrawler, man, whew, that sculpt is incredible. I'm so happy to have pulled this and shared this with you today. It doesn't really give us too many more clues. I would guess that all of Chases are going to be X-Men, but very well could be different versions of them. You know, Madeline Pryor as Goblin Queen, we didn't see her as a super rare. It seems like there's a lot of super rares in this set, but I'd say Cyclops with, like, when he's using his optic blast at full strength. You know, maybe Jean when she's going full crazy, like catching an entire building with her mind. There are certain characters, Aurora, when she is going full, like, you know, ultimate level storm goddess kind of level. I would think that those moments from the show would be really cool in HeroClix sculpts. And then I would guess probably, you know, the big bads, right? There's a version of Bastion where he rips Cable's arm off and then he eats it almost, and he becomes this even more dangerous future version of himself as he continues to adapt and evolve. Really, really cool. I would guess that's probably a super rare or a chase. I don't know what we didn't pull here that would be in the set, but, you know, from everything that I pulled, I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked because this set feels very much self-contained. I didn't really see any ties to the X-Men the Animated Series set that we've already had in HeroClix. It seems like a very good entry-level set, as well as a very rewarding set for fans of the show, but also has really cool game elements for veteran HeroClix players themselves. I tip my hat at WizKids. They continually find ways to make sets accessible, but also have some depth, but also be really cool, and they managed to do it with this set 100%. Again, the set comes out in October. I'm not sure the actual date. I am filming this in August. I know the first day had 15 minutes of the video air last Friday for the World Championships in person for everybody that was down there. I have body slid and time slid all over this unboxing series, and yet I have not been able to find the answer from the future of when the set releases. So just check with your local comic shop, your local gaming store to see when the set is actually dropping, because I guarantee you guys want to get your hands on this set as quickly as possible. I know that my kids are going to be chomping at the bit waiting for this set to come out so they can collect it themselves. I have started playing Clix with them a little more often, and they are brand new fans of this game, and I think they're going to be lifelong fans. As long as it's around, they're going to be wanting to play it, and I know they're going to be very excited about this set. Just as excited, actually, as I am about it. Tell me in the comments below, what is the figure that you think is going to be most meta impacting if you are a big-time player? If you're not a big-time HeroClix player, but you're a collector and you love the game itself, but more a more casual basis, tell me what your favorite character I pulled is. And if you so wish, tell me what character you really hope is in this set that I did not pull. I'll mix it up in the comments with you down below. A way to be more involved with this community that I love so much. Thank you to WizKids for allowing me to continue to do this. Thank you for HyperRPG Studios for continuing to let me host these videos out of these studios. Thank you to Joe on the ones and twos. Again, a round of applause to you. And thank you most of all to everybody out there watching, to everybody out there clicking and hitting that like button and subscribing to WizKids and mixing it up with us in the comments. Everything you do is so important to the lifeblood of this game. Players are the reason that this whole thing continues to exist, you know, geez, 25 years after it released. Isn't that crazy? That we're coming up on 25 years of HeroClix. It doesn't happen without each and every one of you out there, and I think I speak for WizKids when I say thank you so much for continuing to support this game and play it. A game that I love in a way I've never loved any other game. I'm so proud to be a part of this community. I say thank you so much, and I'll see you in whatever the next unboxing series for WizKids is. But right now, I want you to go out there, figure out when you can get this in your hands, and enjoy the pure awesomeness that is X-Men 97. Until I see you guys in the next unboxing series, again, may all your rolls be critical hits. X-Men